Mikey, along with the boys, Jack, Figs, and Dylan. A lot to talk about, gentlemen. Some basketball news, some football news. To start, life in the bubble. The first round is almost to an end. We've got the play-in game between Portland and Memphis starting in about an hour as we're recording this. All the matchups are set except for that one. So let's start with the play-in game. Portland versus Memphis, gentlemen. Who do we got? And does this go to 2 games, or does it end today?
I got Portland, and I'm about as sure as the fact that I'm a male. You know, I'm 100% sure that I'm a male. You know what I mean? So, I'm about that sure that Portland is going to win. Like, I don't think it's going to be close. I love Ja Morant, but listen, Dame Lillard, that motherfucker got that look in his eyes right now, man. So, I don't think anything is stopping them, at least from beating, Memphis today.
I'm gonna go Trailblazers too, but my heart wants to shoot out with Ja Morant and Damian Lillard, but I'm just hoping to see some trash talk between the two because I know they're both about it.
Oh yeah.
Trailblazers. I think they have an easy win, relatively easy, probably like 15, 20 points.
I'm thinking the same thing.
I know, basketball is a team sport, obviously, but it's a star-driven league, and I think this game is a big moment for Ja, because they can come in and they can challenge Portland tonight, and Ja can put up 35 and grow his legend, or even if they lose. But this is a big game because Dame's gonna come. The only person that's snapping harder than Dame this year is Drake, straight up. But yeah, no, it's a big moment for Ja, and I think there's a chance I think they could win this one, but then Portland's there's no chance they're winning both together.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I think Portland's gonna win, but the game the other night against Brooklyn had me pause a little bit about Portland because that's a Brooklyn team that played lights out. Don't get me wrong, but that is not the Brooklyn team that they're supposed to be, and they're not what they're going to be next year, which makes a whole different conversation about what Brooklyn's going to look like next year. But the fact that, Portland can get the ball taken to them Brooklyn could have easily won if LeVert hit that step back.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't be even talking about this, but I think Nurkic is going to have a field day against Valanciunas and Memphis's front court. And even if Dame is obviously going to shoot lights out, because aside from Drake and bubble version of Devin Booker, I don't think anybody's been hotter. I
don't know, TJ Warren out here, he was balling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, until Jimmy Butler cooled his ass down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about all that.
It brought up a tweet that I put in the group chat where it was is there any player that embodies the Mamba mentality more than Damian Lillard right now?
No.
If there was a quote unquote heir apparent, right? I'm not saying he's Kobe. I'll stop that right now. But if there was somebody to pick up the mantle and be I'm the embodiment of it now, I think it's Lillard. I don't see anybody else who can
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
And pull up from the friggin' logo and just drain it in friggin' everybody's face. And you're just what do I do? Each shot it from half court and it's money.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you there. I definitely have to agree with you there. Dame looks hungrier than everybody, and I feel like that has a lot to do with it.
He looking pissed off all the time. What he looking like.
Yeah. Even in his interviews, there's been a lot of memes about the last interview he's had.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, there's nothing I want more. When you hear a guy say that, and then you look in his eyes, and you can tell just by looking at his eyes, yo, he's for real. He's not saying this just for likes. He really means that shit. So
it's infectious too, because Melo's hitting corner threes. Gary Trent has become a thing now as they're a third option, fourth option. Him and McCollum or Lillard and McCollum are always there, and of course Nurkic has been a friggin' he hasn't missed a beat this entire time. He's been out for over a year, and he's just all right, I'm going to have double doubles, borderline triple doubles, friggin' all bubble long. It's insane how Portland has turned it.
Yeah.
Around.
I'm just trying to see Melo turn back the clock over here tonight. Today. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That would be great. I ain't gonna lie. That would be great.
Now, Dame has elevated to this next discussion that we're talking about. He's been a star. He's been one of the best players in the league. But now with all these 50-point games, 60-point games, like as the legend grows, you got to look, and he's elevating to like an Allen Iverson type player, like getting towards like if he has like 8 more years of this, you can talk about him like not obviously not like Kobe the same way, but no, he's really become like an absolute legend, and no one wants to face this guy in the playoffs.
What was the
I
stat?
mean,
What was the stat they showed? Him and Wilt are the only NBA players to have 3 60-point games in a season.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
mm-hmm. I mean, with all these 50 and 60-point games, I mean, it's just a wonder, like, when is he going to start turning into, like, the James Harden type of player where he's going to get all these points? I mean, he doesn't play that much defense, to be honest. I ain't going to lie about it over here. But, I mean, and he doesn't have that much playoff success as well. I mean, he can be unstoppable on offense, but what else is going to happen, too?
That's the difference, though, that he has the success, though. He does have those game winners. It's like if you imagine if Harden had those like epic game winners in that, like people don't think Harden has the clutch gene. Like people don't think Harden is one of the most clutch players. I'm not saying he's not, but people think of Dame as the guy you want with that last second shot.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like playoff success. Like I don't think Damian Lillard's been out of the playoff, like the second round of the playoffs. James Harden's
they
at
was
least
in the
been
Western
there.
Conference Finals last year, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, James Harden been there twice. I mean, they're both not like successful as like getting into the finals. I mean, yeah, you can be successful in the regular season, but when it comes to postseason, neither of them's been successful at all.
I think the difference between Dame and Harden is that Dame is more of a facilitator. He's willing to move the ball around. He won't just like. I mean, he will have those moments where he'll pull up again from like God knows how deep and drain a shot. But he moves the ball around too. He's a point guard. He's not like Harden, who's a shooting guard in a point guard's body, so to speak. So I don't.
Well, to me, it comes down to defense, and defense does win championships, whether people want to believe it or not. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. And honestly, as good as Damian Lillard has been throughout his career, I don't think Portland has ever had a good enough defense to really contend for a championship. Last year.
No, that's fair.
When's the last good defensive player they've had that's been like decent, like second team all defense decent?
Yeah, I mean Hassan Whiteside. That's it. You know what I mean?
I mean, he don't even really play that much anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. He's a bench guy. You know what I mean? But they're not. Go ahead.
What's interesting about though, just to go back quickly though, I was just checking, and Lillard averages 8 assists per game. Harden averages 7.5. A couple years ago, Harden led the league in assists, I think, right?
Yeah.
And what it's interesting though is that even though he does, it's still, and I agree with you that the narrative is still that he's not as much of a facilitator, which is, we've talked about this I think before, that Harden is like, and same with Westbrook too. We don't think about them as like unselfish players, but yet they lead the league in assists.
I think they're like
guys. They're like, if you watch them play, it's more like stat chasing when it comes to those guys. Like especially with Westbrook, with the triple doubles. Like there were games where you saw guys getting out of the way, or somebody got a rebound and would look at him and be like, "Yo, my bad." You know what I mean? Like I messed your triple double up. Like it's more stat chasing with those guys. But in crunch time. Dame Lillard, in crunch time, like if I want somebody to make the right play, whether it's a shot or find the right guy, I'm going to take Dame Lillard over Harden and Westbrook. Like that game against Dallas, he was hot all fourth quarter. The game-winning basket was a pass to Hassan Whiteside. You know what I mean? Like Harden and Westbrook, I wouldn't really trust them with a decision like that over Dame.
Yeah, but honestly, both those guys. I'm talking about the guy in your picture right there, Freddie V. I want Freddie V in the final moment. Let's go.
Oh, man. Yeah, Federico's the man, man.
Federico.
Before we get into what are going to be the actual first-round playoff matchups, we need to talk about some breaking news as of this recording. About 20 minutes ago, I think the news broke. The New Orleans Pelicans are in the market for a new head coach. Alvin Gentry has been relieved of his duties. So, initial reactions to that.
Maybe Zion will actually play basketball now?
Maybe.
Yeah. This should have been
done
a while ago.
Yeah. I feel like Alvin Gentry was in that Brett Brown situation where he was stuck in the middle of a rebuild, and then like he never got out of the rebuild once he got a decent team. I mean, if you want to call the Pelicans decent, I mean it's all about opinions, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
They could be decent. They're at the level where they're looking at decent. Decent is in their line of vision.
I think Gentry could have been a Brett Brown, but they only had the good team for this year. Brett Brown's had the good team for friggin' how long now? And, like, that team could no longer exist anymore at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
I feel bad for Brett Brown, though. Like, we've talked about it. I don't think that Simmons and Embiid can really even work together. I think he's done the best he can.
Yeah, that's a very tricky situation. You know what I mean? But with Gentry, I kind of feel like when you rebuilding, I feel like you need to start from scratch. So that means, new coach too. You know what I mean? Like Dylan said, the guy was stuck in the middle of a rebuild. You bring in a guy like Zion, you just traded for 3 pretty good guys, a nice little core. But I feel like you need a new coach to kind of shake things up. You know what I mean? Alvin Gentry is kind of old school, and I don't know. In my opinion, I've never really liked him as a head coach. So yeah, the firing is kind of like it's a good thing to me,
I don't understand why Mark Jackson never gets a job, to be honest. I mean, maybe he'll go to the Pelicans. I mean, I think it'll be a good thing.
That would be a good fit for them.
That would be.
That would be interesting because I don't know if maybe he has been offered. He's just like, I'm just going to take this TV money and enjoy myself. But he does seem like somebody who does want to get back behind the bench. So I'm trying to think who could be, aside from him, who could be New Orleans' coach. And I'm drawing some blanks right now. I'm not really sure who's on the market.
I mean, you got Ty Lue. I mean, he's not gonna go there. I mean, I don't think he's gonna go there. I mean, you got like abundance of like college coaches that I'm not too knowledgeable about, but I mean that's how Billy Donovan came up. I'm not sure about any other coaches.
Maybe they promote one of the assistants. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Also, speaking of casualties in the bubble, the Sacramento Kings finally got rid of Lottie as the general manager and president.
Oh man.
How many terrible draft picks did it take for that to happen?
Right?
Bro.
Almost as worse as Phil Jackson. I said almost. Almost.
Don't disrespect Vladdy like that. That's I don't think anybody will ever be worse than Phil Jackson, bro. That nigga, oh my God.
Yeah, GM Phil Jackson is something else. My God.
Bro. Whew.
But yeah, maybe the Sacramento Kings can actually be relevant again. Who bloody well knows? Because holy crap, they've swung and missed on a lot of stuff. My God.
Vladdy was a great guy, great player, terrible GM, man.
And he was on borrowed time for so long. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Jeez. This guy. All right, so here's some of the what do we got here?
Uh-oh.
Vanya Marinkovic. We got Frank Mason, Marquise Chris, Isaiah Cousins, Willie Cauley-Stein, Nick Stauskas, Ben McLemore, Ray McCallum, Thomas Robinson. Just all-stars.
Yikes.
All-star picks.
All NBA first team.
Justin James. Well, we won't get. That's not fair. That was last year. We're not gonna.
Well, it's like the Game of Zones episode when they're doing the draft lottery and Vladi's making the case for the Kings. Like if we win, we need to have blah blah blah. It's like wait, if they tell him, if you win the lottery, it goes to the other team. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Who did that?
Oh, I did it.
And yeah, Sacramento's one of those teams where I'm surprised they're still in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Feel bad.
And I'm not talking smack about them, but it's you'd think a team that has been floundering for that long would have gotten some sort of ownership change or was in a threat to move or whatever. But
it's easily one of the worst organizations in sports. I feel bad. I don't mean to be mean about that, but you look at it in all the major sports, it's easily one of the worst organizations. You had even the Cleveland Browns are rebuilt, you could say. And you're still looking at what I guess the Jets are pretty shit. But Who else is as bad as Sacramento?
I think
Oh,
I think
man.
the Vlade move is like, we got it right with De'Aaron Fox. For the love of God, let's not screw this up going forward. Like, we have an actual like franchise player we can start to build around.
Another thing is they got pieces. You know, they got De'Aaron, they got Bogey, they got what's his name, Buddy Hield. You know what I mean? They got Bagley's pretty good. They got some pieces. It's just, yeah, they had to get Vlade out of there, man. They gotta find a coach that could do something. I mean, I'm hoping that they get out of this rut. I really am.
They're currently in like the Knicks rut right now. It's not a good place to be.
I don't think they're as bad as us. At least they going in some type of direction right now.
So with that being said, let's start with shall we get into the first round of the playoffs, gentlemen? We'll start going through what the matchups are.
Oh, yeah.
Let me pull them up here. To start, we've got so we'll start in the East. We've got so it's Milwaukee versus Orlando. That's the first round. I think we're in a consensus of how that first round is going to go, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to go sweep my kitchen after this, so, you know. a lot of similarities there.
No kidding. Like I can't even be like, does Orlando steal one game? But like, no, they're not playing the Raptors, so they can't like steal game one.
No,
Man.
man.
If Brooklyn steals game one, I'm gonna be so mad.
So yeah, leading into that, the number 2 Raptors go up against the number 7 Brooklyn Nets, who just took it to Portland the other night. I mean, I still think Toronto wins that series.
Obviously.
Like,
yeah.
I don't know, maybe 5 games, because like Toronto is notorious for fucking starting slow in series. So
Yeah, I might get one.
I'd even go on a whim and say 6, you know, just because.
Come on. We're going to get 2 games? Come on.
Listen, man, listen. I'm not saying that this is likely, but there's a possibility. You know, I saw the way that Brooklyn played the Clippers. You know what I mean? They beat the Clippers. Then they came out and gave the Portland Trailblazers everything they had when everybody expected that to be a blowout. You know what I mean? So going into the playoffs, riding those 2 hot, you know what I mean, it makes for an interesting series, if you want to call it that. I don't know.
Like, forgotten in all of this, like, Lillard craziness, though, is that, like, Portland's defense is not that good. Raptors' defense is elite. Like,
yeah, Portland's defense is terrible, and I think that's going to be their demise in the playoffs, but we'll speak about that later.
We also saw, though, the Raptors against a full Nuggets team where Stanley Johnson drops 23, and the emergence of Paul Watson dropping 22 points for this Raptors team. Yeah, exactly. Paul Watson has become a household name now because he dropped 22 points against the Nuggets the other night.
Wow.
I did not even, like, I'll be very honest, like, I did not know who this guy was.
8 of 13 shooting, 6 boards, 2 assists on top of that as well. And yeah, Stanley Johnson, leading scorer of the Raptors the other night. That was a thing that happened in professional basketball.
There you go.
I didn't even know what happened to Stanley Johnson. I thought that nigga, like, I don't know. I didn't even know he was on the Raptors.
He shot 9 for 16.
Wow.
11 for 16. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, that's up there with Udonis Haslem playing for the friggin' Heat the other night.
Oh wow. Is he
Man.
the oldest player in the league now?
He's 40, so I think so.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Is Jamal Crawford back?
Oh, is Jamal Crawford 40, or is he?
I think he's 40 or 41.
I think he is, yeah, because he has a record. I think for like he's 40 also.
Oh, see, that's the reason why the series is gonna go 6 games. Jamal Crawford.
Okay.
Is he even healthy though? Like, he got hurt the first freaking game.
I don't know, man. I listen. The East, that first round in the East is gonna be so shit. Oh,
Hey, Miami, Indiana is gonna be maybe okay.
yeah, that should be that has the makings of something, you know.
Also, I mean, I'm not gonna hype up the Sixers or anything, but like Boston, Philly could be something maybe if they're healthy. But like, other than that, Boston's gonna run through that, I think.
Oh yeah, Boston is gonna demolish them with no Simmons. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, Embiid is gonna get his points, but man, that's about it.
Boston in 5.
Boston.
Huh? Boston in
Boston.
5.
Six.
I'll say 4. It'll be a tough 4, but 4.
Nah, Boston in 6. Tobias. Tobias Harris is still healthy, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah,
But yeah,
they're gonna get 2 games.
Pacers and Heat is the series to watch unless you're like a fan, obviously, of your team, like we are, like for Raptors and stuff like that. But like Indiana and Miami is the only interesting one because, well, we already talked about it a little bit. TJ Warren versus Jimmy Butler, that's become a thing all of a sudden. That little feud that they've got going on there.
I feel bad for Indiana. I wish they had Sabonis. They could have done something.
Yeah, that sucks, man. Sabonis would have really been a huge boost for them. But I'll ask you guys this: do we think that Oladipo comes back to form for these playoffs?
I think that's asking a lot
Yeah.
because I'm surprised he even played in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit different from Nurkic, where like at least with Nurkic, he's been out for so long that like you expected it to be him to be like ready to go. Where Oladipo is like, man, it's risky. Like maybe it's a bit rushed, maybe it's not. Like you don't want to like ruin it even more. But like I mean, they're friggin' secondary scoring with like with like Holiday and like Warren and stuff like that. It's not bad. It's enough to it doesn't force Oladipo to over exert himself. I feel bad for not having Sabonis because that helps Miles Turner actually, put up some big numbers for Indiana because like the two of them play well with each other.
Really well.
I forgot Miles Turner existed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
The good thing about him is he can stretch the floor. So, he definitely gives them that element. You know what I mean? But I feel like losing Sabonis is a huge blow. And I don't think they're going to be able to recover for it. I'll go Miami in 6.
I think Miami will actually take that in 5. I don't think Indiana's going to have much beyond. I think TJ Warren, he's also going to come back to earth a little bit here. He's going to have maybe a couple great games in the playoffs, but he's not going to be putting up 50s all the time.
I think it's at least 6, maybe 7.
Also,
you think so? Oh, wow.
At least 6, I think. I don't know if it's gonna be that quick.
Also, Ja better watch out, and the Lakers better watch out because Nurkic just announced his grandmother died of coronavirus. So now we've got even more motivation. He's gonna be.
Well, first off, sorry to hear that, but yeah, this is looking like it could be a little Cinderella story. You know what I mean? But I mean, the Lakers, they're motivated too. No, let's not forget Kobe Bryant's passing. You know what I mean? So they also do have that motivation, and everybody's picking against them. They hear all the chatter. They hear everybody. Oh, I'm not sold on the Lakers. Colin Cowherd called the Lakers fool's gold. So I'm pretty sure these guys are in the bubble. They're taking all of this in. So it could go either way.
Yeah, the only thing I agreed with that Colin Cowherd thing where he was talking about the idea of the Lakers not being a true number one. I think they're a true number one. I'll stop that right now. But the idea that the rest of the Western Conference caught up to LA, I agree with that. I agree with that idea where it's not necessarily that the Lakers are bad, although they need to wake up because those first games were really awkward. It's the fact that everybody else in the West, stepped their game up, got healthy, got the chemistry, whatever you want to call it. That I agree with. That like it's not the gap isn't as big as it was at the beginning of the season. That I do agree with. But
yeah, I never thought the gap was big. I'll be honest with you. I never really thought the gap was big. It's an 82-game season. You know what I mean? And you're gonna see bad stretches from teams, good stretches from teams. I'm the type of guy I really don't judge a team until after the All-Star break. You know what I mean? So I never really looked at the gap as being big. The West has always been pretty much neck and neck. So it's to be expected.
It also there was times this year when it felt like they were as a team very, very, very good, but now it just seems like a replay of the East all these years. It seems like they're at the top because they have LeBron and one other good player, and the rest of the team is complete wild cards. You have no idea what's going to happen. All you know is that they have LeBron and another star, and that's it. It's like every other year, which, that makes them still the favorites, but not by a ton.
The only thing different this year, I feel like Deion Waiters is a really good pickup, and people are not really understanding. Like, just watching those games, like, this guy adds an element to their offense that is really unheard of for a LeBron team. Like, he can – if you look at those LeBron teams in the past, the big problem was a lot of those guys couldn't really create for themselves. You understand? Like, they needed to be set up. They needed to be, spot-up shooters. Deion Waiters can do everything. You know what I mean? Kyle Kuzma can do everything. The biggest loss for the Lakers for me is Avery Bradley. That guy is like, people don't realize how good of a defender he is. And, they're really going to suffer for that, especially against the Blazers. They could have used him against Dame Lillard. And even Rondo. I know people, joke about how old Rondo is and he's not the defender that he used to be. But having a guy like that come off your bench where, he can run the offense, not as good as LeBron, but, he can get some things going with LeBron on the bench. So they're definitely going to miss that.
Definitely.
One final thing I want to point out about the East, because of what happened with Washington, the Hornets have a better win percentage than they do. So technically, Hornets will be the 9th seed team after all this is said and done.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So if I pull up the standings here, the Wizards are now 25-47. The Hornets are 23-42, and that's technically a better win percentage than the Wizards.
Wow.
Technically. So technically the Hornets are 29 games out of first place, and Washington would be 30.5.
That's funny.
Wow.
So actually, technically the Bulls will be ahead of them too in terms of games back, actually 30-30.5. That's wow.
Man, I wish the Bulls were in the bubble instead of that. Like, man, Zach LaVine would have gone off. Like,
man. I love watching that guy play. Love watching him play. Yeah.
I guarantee you he would have had like a 45-point game or something like that, maybe even a 50 for sure.
Yeah. The Bulls got a nice young core, man. They got Kobe White. What's his name? Markkanen. I like Markkanen. He gives me Porzingis vibes.
He's been a bit frustrated with the way they're going, so hopefully they can convince him to stick around. I think I've been reading a few articles.
Yeah, they got to do something to keep him. They need him.
He's a good shooter.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if I'm Zach LaVine, I'm out after 2 years because that's how long his contract is, I think.
2 years? Oh, okay.
I'd be out, to be honest.
Yeah,
they need somewhere.
They need a home run soon.
Yeah, if they can't do anything, if they can't make anything happen in these next 2 years, I'll be out too. I don't blame them.
They also need a new head coach. They still haven't figured that out.
Oh yeah, I don't know what direction he's trying to take them in, but it ain't working.
Shall we move over to the Western Conference, the first round matchups there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so, we don't know what's going to happen yet between Portland and Memphis. We've touched on it a little bit, but quite frankly, if Memphis pulls this off, the Lakers steamroll them. I don't see how that's going to be like even one game they're going to win.
Yeah, 4 games.
And then if Portland wins, that's going to be very fun, very interesting.
I'll say that Portland wins the first game. Everybody's going to get hyped, and then LeBron's going to turn it on because LeBron never plays serious in the first game that much.
Never. It's always a feel out. It's always a feel out game for LeBron in the first game, So
and then he's just gonna destroy him. I mean, Lakers in 5, maybe 6 if you want to push it. I don't think it'll be 6. It'll be 5.
I'm saying 6 if it's Portland.
Yeah, if it's Portland, I'm a LeBron fan. Y'all know that. I love that guy, but yeah, I'm saying 6, man. Dame Lillard, he's gonna drop at least 150-point game, and that's gonna make it go to 6. You know what I mean?
Well, it's like what we said. It's not the issue about like LeBron. It's like, does everybody else come to the party as well? Because like we know Portland's gonna have like depth guys that are gonna like chip in and like wear them down a little bit. But like if Anthony Davis disappears in the fourth quarter, or if Kuzma becomes the old Kuzma where he can't hit a darn thing, or Danny Green can't hit shots or whatever, right? Dion Waiters tripping balls somewhere.
But I thought Jesus couldn't check Kuz.
Oh God, that. Like, I get your hype after hitting, like, a game-winning shot, but, like, come on, man.
KD's response had me dying. He's like, yeah, I'm going to take Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm saying Jesus gets to stop.
Hey, all you need to do is you got to slip JR some Henny, and he's going to go for 30.
See, this is my sentiment exactly. Now, give Dion a little weed brownie. These motherfuckers going to be out there wilding.
Mhm.
You
Then
really think that Dion just isn't eating weed brownies? Do you think that he's just not?
Listen, I don't think they test the motherfuckers in the bubble for that. You know what I mean? Only thing they testing for is COVID. So shit, we don't know what he doing in there.
I mean, you can send some like Mel Hooker up to Dwight Howard's room.
oh no.
Oh no!
Oh my.
Oh no!
Oh.
Anyway,
Moving on.
Oh,
Okay. So next
Dwight Howard's like, do my snakes count as my friends? Oh man.
to answer your question, Panky, it's the Lakers are a wild card when it comes to that, man. The thing about Danny Green, you know, he has the playoff experience.
Mhm.
He's got 2 championships. So I mean, I expect to see him step up. Anthony Davis, I feel like all the pressure is on him. You know what I mean? I don't really feel like of course there's always going to be pressure on LeBron, but I feel like there's a lot more pressure on AD to perform. You know what I mean? So
As there should be though,
Yeah.
because like LeBron, that it's superhuman that he's in his 17th year and he is just still a monster. But Anthony Davis is like supposed to be a top 5, top 3, whatever sometimes player.
Mhm.
This guy
his
should
prime.
be, if he really is that, if he wants to cement that legacy, he should average like 32 points during these playoffs or something crazy like that.
Oh yeah.
So if he's not doing that, he's letting the Lakers down. LeBron shouldn't have to be putting up 40s.
Yeah, he's not in New Orleans anymore where he can hide behind being in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling my friends, I was talking to them about it yesterday. The Lakers are going to win this championship like they aspire to. Anthony Davis is going to have to be the best player, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. LeBron is going to be the facilitator. He's going to have to average at least 25, but Anthony Davis is going to have to be the best player in order for them to win this championship.
I mean, unless LeBron goes bald, then I mean he could drop 40 on everybody.
The Mamba form. They just all come out with their head shaved. The entire Lakers team.
Do you think if the Lakers get to a Game 7, he might do it?
Shit, he just might. Like if Frank Vogel come out there with the baldy, oh man.
Can you shave hair plugs? How does that work? I don't know how that works.
No, LeBron's legitimately trying to just forget that happened. Like he's just not bald anymore.
I don't know why. He needs to just let it go.
Yeah, he needs to embrace it.
Yeah, I agree. So moving on to the other LA team, the Clippers, the number 2 seed. They are taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Luka versus Kawhi.
When's before? Because I haven't been following this. My bad. But what's going on with Montrezl and Lou Will? Are they healthy?
Oh yeah. Montrezl is back in the bubble now. Lou Will he's been playing. You know what I mean? So he's got some rhythm. Yeah, Montrezl is back in the bubble, so he'll be ready to go for the playoffs from what I know.
And Luka's gonna have a rough series. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, he's gonna have one of 3 people on him. You got Patrick Beverley. I mean, he's just an asshole. I mean, you got Paul George. Even though he gets a bunch of game winners in his face, I mean, he is a very good defender. And you got Kawhi Leonard, of course. I mean, who's gonna be on?
Nothing needs to be said about the club.
We just talked about Anthony Davis needing to have a big game for our big playoffs for the Lakers. Porzingis needs to have a field day against the Clippers to like keep Dallas in this, because who's gonna guard him in the front court?
Yeah, and I think he will. I think KP is one of those guys that will rise to the occasion. I mean, he's shown how clutch he can be in the regular season. The guy is extremely clutch, and this is his first playoff appearance. So I feel like he's gonna make it count. Does it translate to them winning the series? I don't think so. I'll piggyback on what Dylan was saying. I just feel like they're gonna throw so many different bodies at Luka, and in the matchup that they've had this year, Luka hasn't fared well against them. So I'm gonna say Clippers in 6.
I'm same on that. I think Dallas will get 2 games behind Magic from those guys, but yeah. And Tim Hardaway.
Oh yeah, he can definitely step up, at times.
Yeah, I think the Mavericks get 2, because there's been times where that Clippers team has felt really disjointed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Moving on, next one. The number 3 Denver Nuggets are taking on the Utah Jazz.
Is it just me or is Utah Jazz have they been talked about in like 2 months?
I don't
Yeah,
know,
I haven't
man.
seen anything about Utah.
they've
I don't really like them. I don't like their makeup. Like, I don't get me wrong, Donovan Mitchell is cool, Rudy Gobert is cool, but they just don't have the makeup of a contender to me. I feel like a lot of people are higher on them than I am. I don't think this series is close. I'll be honest with you. I think Denver beats them in 4 or 5. To be honest.
I hope Michael Porter has somewhat of like a breakout in the playoffs. To be honest, because I don't know if he's gonna get those kind of minutes because he's on the Zion restriction right now. But I think he'll actually go to 7 games. Weirdly enough, I don't think the Nuggets do that good. Yeah, 'cause,
I hope you're right.
Denver is a weird team. You are right about that.
Utah's always like fundamentally sound when it comes to like defense. So I think that will play off and they'll go to 7 games. But I think Nuggets will win.
I think that series, yeah, it's Utah definitely has they still have amazing defense. They still have Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Obviously, they have Joe Ingles can get hot at any time. And Denver, yeah, absolutely, it's a very unpredictable team, just like it's been the last few years. They're very good. I'm hoping too. I'm hoping that Michael Porter Jr. goes off, Bol goes off, and it's just a really exciting series. But I can see a situation where maybe Denver wins the first couple games and then Utah wins one, and it really, sucks the air out of Denver's, out of their sails.
Utah may have gotten the short end of the stick here because I'm looking at the standings, and Houston, OKC, and Utah all finished with the same record at 44 and 28. So tiebreakers had separated them. So Utah was the odd man out, I guess, as far as tiebreakers. Tiebreakers went. But that is really weird. I didn't realize that. I think Denver's one of those teams where they should be better than their other playing. I guess the Utah's like that also. They both should be way better than what they're like playing. So I think this could go longer, like 6 games kind of a thing, because you don't feel confident with Denver.
Nah, you don't. But the thing about Denver that I like, that I've seen in the bubble, I love the way Jokic has been playing. And, that was a big question mark. What is he going to do after, the weight loss? He started off a little rusty, but he really picked it up towards the end. And like Dylan said, if Michael Porter Jr. plays like he, started playing in the bubble, yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like this could be over quick. I feel like Denver does underachieve. They should be a lot better than they've been playing, but I don't know. For some reason, I feel like they pick it up this year.
I think Denver, the problem them sometimes they just suck.
Oh my God!
They gotta use their heads. They gotta penetrate deep into the key and just use their heads.
Christ. Okay. Moving on. I have no response to that. The last first round, Houston versus.
I'm never letting that one go.
Houston versus OKC. I'm letting that one. I'm not touching that.
I'm gonna be on that joke for years.
Yeah, right.
I got OKC in 6. No Russell Westbrook, and as we've seen multiple years, just James Harden ain't getting in it.
That's tough. That's a tough one. I think OKC in 7.
You know what? I'll go OKC in 6 too, because first of all, they have motive to beat these guys. Chris Paul is still pissed that they pretty much left him for dead. Even though he wasn't left for dead because he's Chris Paul and he knows how to make the best out of these situations. But yeah, they pretty much just shipped the guy to OKC. Nobody knew what was gonna happen. He was pissed about it. He has bad blood with James Harden. I know they ain't really gonna speak on it, but he has bad blood with the guy. So he's motivated. He's gonna get these young guys motivated.
The Thunder are a very deep team. Even though that's the reason for their success this season. They've got one of the best benches in the league. Believe it or not, Dennis Schroeder. They got Nerlens Noel. He's a paint defender. You got Steven Adams on the starting lineup. He's a paint defender. So it's gonna be tough because they have decent perimeter defense for James Harden as well because they got Andre Roberson back and he is. That's the reason he's in the league is for his defense.
Don't forget Shea.
Yeah, Shea
Mhm.
I mean, he's lanky, he's long. I mean, and he's only getting better. I mean, especially with playoff experience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
I'm still gonna go with Houston because I want my chaos theory prediction to still happen. I'm still
I
standing.
mean, yeah, mine too. But I'm just being logical about it.
Yeah, because I think James Harden can, because it's all contingent on how long Westbrook's out, right? So I think James Harden can, if it's like 2 games, let's say Westbrook misses, I think James Harden can drag that for 2 to 3 games, and then Westbrook comes back and like that can get them over the hill when he comes back. I think, but if he's out for the whole series, then like that's not good at all. I think OKC can win if Westbrook doesn't come back at all this series.
Yeah, they would need the defense. They would need Westbrook's defense on Chris Paul. They would need also like because Covington can stop Gallinari. No one's gonna stop the centers really because they don't like
Yeah,
just don't
PJ
have
Tucker's gonna get
centers.
beat down.
It's
I mean,
it's gonna be
yeah,
rough without Westbrook for sure.
Steven Adams on PJ Tucker. I mean, Steven Adams is like one of the strongest people in the whole league. I mean,
If
that's
not
just
the strongest.
Yeah.
that's rough. That's rough. I'd hate to be PJ Tucker right about it.
Yeah.
Who's the strongest guy in the league?
I think it's Adams. I honestly think it's
Yeah.
Adams. Yeah, bro. Like they were playing the Lakers the other day, and this guy was just bullying Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, he might be.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who else could possibly.
Embiid's pretty strong.
Yeah, he is. He is. But he ain't
Giannis
making
I
it.
mean,
strong.
I mean, you got low center of gravity playing an effect. I mean, you got Zion too.
Zion, yeah. Actually, that's a great point too.
He's got low center of gravity. He's bulky. I mean,
DeAndre Ayton on Phoenix is pretty strong too.
Yeah. Obviously, LeBron is strong, but I mean, yeah, I think it's Adams. I think it's definitely Adams.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to
I
bet
think so,
against
too.
him where it's like you put a bunch of guys getting a rebound who's going to come down with it, like among the centers. I'm not betting against Steven Adams to fight somebody to get it.
True. OKC pulling the upset. Well, not really upset without Westbrook, I guess.
Well, that's the thing. They're again, the tiebreakers didn't work out in their favor, I guess, for this. So technically, Houston's the home team, but again, it doesn't really mean anything in this bubble anymore.
No.
And
that is interesting. That's a much bigger effect on the playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess we should touch on this also. The poor Phoenix Suns going undefeated and not tasting any playoff action.
Brutal.
I feel bad for those guys, man. I feel really bad for those guys. You know, that's
yeah. Well, they should have got their shit together like 5 months ago. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I mean, at least they're gonna have like a lottery pick in the draft.
Didn't they go through a front office change as well? I think so. Like they're trying to get rid of the bad voodoo that's been like haunting that team as well. So like they could be fun going forward. I think. I'm not sure the coaches for them, but like they have a good foundation there.
Yeah,
and if they get one more piece, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, the Suns got a nice little team, man. They definitely got a nice little team.
They just don't have a bench, to be honest.
Yeah, their bench is terrible.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But they have a couple players that like we still haven't seen their full potential yet. We also like Ayton and Booker have a future for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they could definitely do something.
Bridges is a great wing player for them.
Most definitely.
They just need like a solid like facilitator.
Yeah.
I mean, they have they have Goran Dragic, don't they? I mean,
they got Rubio.
Oh yeah, they Rubio. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not all that, but.
Yeah, Rubio is cool. I mean, he's one of the smartest defenders at that position. I can tell you that much. But as far as facilitating, he's okay. But I feel like they need a better facilitator.
They also have Oubre. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they got Oubre.
Yeah, Kelly Oubre's a solid piece.
And then the final casualty of the bubble, the end of the Spurs playoff run. I mean, it wasn't a surprise, but now that it's actually happened, it's pretty shocking to not see the Spurs in general in the NBA playoffs this time around. Popovich had some fun with it where he was asked about it and he's like, "Oh, wait, were you guys talking about it while we were in the playoffs, or were we just talking about it? We just talking about it now?"
That was funny.
Yeah, Popovich class.
That's a team where there's an existential crisis happening with that team.
Yeah.
because they could easily both blow it up or try to like, be that, bottom half playoff team still if they want to.
Well, obviously they're not gonna fire Pop, but do you guys think Pop steps down?
I think
Man,
maybe
I think
he gets one more year.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's about time to hang him up. To be honest.
I can't see him being like, okay, we're out of the playoffs for the first time in 20 years. All right, I'm done. I can't see him be that kind of
Exactly.
to do that.
Yep.
You're right.
I think he stays maybe even 2-3 more years. I think to be honest, I think he might stay until he gets them back to the playoffs.
I think I agree with you, Jack, in that I think the Spurs' future is predicate on what Pop wants to do with the team.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to like R.C. Buford and is like, I want to rebuild this team, they'll do it. If he's like, I want to try and, get back into the playoffs, like while I'm still doing this, then they'll do that. I don't see there being a clash between him and the front office in San Antonio.
What would the best way, like you could look at it two ways. Yeah, okay, he could build it back up a team and not rebuild, just add pieces and win another championship. Okay, wow, great. But what he could do as well is rebuild the team and like teach them the ways of how to do things properly, and then retire and then have them win a few championships down the road, and be the person that built that. I think maybe that's even better.
Like a Mark Jackson kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He builds the team up and passes it to Becky Hammond, and she becomes the coach of the Spurs.
That would be some shit.
That's probably what's gonna happen.
That'd be amazing. That'd be fascinating.
That would be the most Pop thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That would be a legacy. That would be quite the legacy if that's how if that is the plan, the Popovich like long-term thing, because he is pretty high on her as an assistant and stuff like that. Or Tim, or does he pass it to Tim Duncan and he becomes the freaking coach of the Spurs? Undefeated head coach Tim Duncan.
Oh man, I would love to hear that motherfucker mic'd up.
That'd be hilarious.
All right, guys, let's go out there and play basketball. Boom, break. It's like, all right, well, okay, Tim. All right, let's do it.
Nah, Tim Duncan's getting ready for Duncan v. Wilder soon, right?
Wait, what?
He's gonna box Wilder soon, right?
Oh, that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Too slow. Not quick enough. Got you.
Almost. That clip from Garnett is one of my favorite interview sound bites, because that's the only thing I know about Tim Duncan when he's actually on the court, aside from him being really good at basketball. That he's a low-key savage, trash talking to people.
I mean, I miss trash talking. Ain't nobody doing that anymore.
I don't know.
Well, what was what did he call Villanueva that one year?
Cancer patient?
Yeah, he called him a cancer patient.
That's
Oh no.
That's so
That's
wrong.
rough.
Oh no.
I think it was a cancer patient. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I think that's what he said. I think
It was something like that, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was, oh my God.
Yeah, I think the Spurs blow it up though, man. I think they got to get rid of DeMar DeRozan and
Aldridge.
Yeah, they gotta go. They gotta go, man. It's not working at all. I mean, they tried.
DeMar DeRozan's going back to Toronto.
Wow.
That would be awkward.
I could see him taking the Norm Powell role.
If he agrees to restructure his contract and not get max money.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all gonna treat him like the league treated Melo, huh?
Oh no.
Yeah. He can come back on a veteran's minimum.
Wow.
Speaking of money, we'll touch on some NFL stuff really quickly. Tight ends got paid, gentlemen, over the weekend. Travis Kelce and George Kittle. Some big deals. Kelsey's it's a 4-year extension for Kelce, but he's 6 years in Kansas City because of his first contract. And then Kittle's got a 4-year deal as well. I think they're both $75 million, something along those lines.
I would just like to say, just speaking, not everyone can join us on the podcast today. I know our good friend Jermaine, he believes that George Kittle is a top 3 player in the entire NFL. And so I know this is a big day for Jermaine, big day for George Kittle as well. So just on behalf of Jermaine, that he definitely deserves this, because he's definitely a top 5 player.
I mean, the number 3 is very relevant to Jermaine,
Oh, no.
giving his team.
Wow.
I mean, so much so that he hangs it up at work. We saw that Instagram video that Bill took.
That was an epic prank, man.
That was also his football number in high school, just to add insult to injury.
Was he? Oh my God, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Oh man. But yeah, they did get paid. They got paid big time, and they should, and they deserved it.
How quickly did Travis Kelce's agent call the Chiefs after that announcement was made that Kittle signed his deal?
Nigga, I think he called him during the announcement. Like, do you see this? Do you see what's happening here? We got to do this now.
No, I could totally see their agents being like, let's go, we're gonna change how they're getting paid because yeah, goddamn.
Absolutely.
It's about time tight ends get some respect, though. They've needed to get this respect for a while, so it's about time.
I do not envy the person on the Chiefs that has to deal with their cap management situation because I don't know how they're finding this money and like how they're working around it. Like whoever they've got, like shout out to them because holy crap, they're crunching the numbers and working that stuff around.
Oh yeah.
Because like we said, I don't know what Kelsey's deal was before. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they got 2 years off. They have 2 years left with him at his previous deal, and then the boost kicks in. They already signed. Oh God, who else did they sign this year? There was another guy, another big sign they gave.
Mahomes.
Wasn't it a defender? Their tackle Jones. Chris Jones got the massive contract. Mahomes obviously owns Kansas City now, basically. Yeah, I don't. Whoever is running their cap, holy crap, they're doing some crazy stuff over there.
They better hope that Edwards-Helaire is gonna be something now. Like they need a cheap running back, and they need also like Mecole Hardman to be their other wide receiver, and they need pretty much everyone else to be good for cheap. Like,
yeah,
because they cannot afford to bring someone in.
They have to get that draft stock. My God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope everything works out. Did they pay Tyreek Hill yet?
They did before. I think.
Oh.
I think they did. I'm gonna search that right now because he was one before like everybody else that was like he needs to get re-signed. Let's see, contract.
Wasn't Tyreek Hill like saying that he was like 1% body fat or something like that?
I mean, I would believe that. Okay, so so last September, 3-year, $54 million extension.
Oh, okay. So they don't got to worry about him.
So prior to the beginning of last season, it was the final year of his rookie contract.
Okay. Well, they should be good for another 2-3 years at least.
That's the idea. But always weird. Any team that tries to run it back, something always weird happens. No one ever it doesn't always go according to plan somehow, some way. So maybe they'll break it. I don't know, but
yeah, I feel like this is the hardest sport to run back to back. What do you say, buddy?
That's what's gonna happen right there. They try to run it back.
I don't know, man. I love Lamar, but I don't know that Chiefs team. I don't know, bro.
Tyreek Hill is gonna get injured. Ravens are gonna be able to defend. Travis Kelce, Patrick Queen's gonna do that. It's gonna be.
I mean, you got to remember who put the Ravens out of the playoffs. I mean, it is. You got King Henry with his foot on their neck right now.
Oh, boy.
You mean King Tannehill, 68th best player in the NFL?
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Hey,
who's on the cover of Madden this year? Is it Derrick Henry?
Hey, I'm just saying, there's a Madden curse, bro. You got that Madden curse.
Wow.
The king got fed. He got paid, so he's sitting on his throne now. He doesn't need to lead the charge anymore.
Mahomes was on the cover of Madden last year, right?
Mm-hmm. He broke the Madden curse.
Exactly.
Mm.
I forgot how many times did Lamar Jackson throw the ball against Tennessee last year in the playoffs? Oh, I think it was like 54, wasn't it?
Man, Lamar, he was just letting y'all have your moment so that you could get all hyped up and then crush you this year.
Someone has to remind
they went 14-2 just to get bounced out in the second round. It's crazy.
It was a long play, man. I'm telling you. Nah, I don't know. It seems that game though was absolutely just shocking. It seems like they were just shocked, and I give all credit to Mike Vrabel for having an incredibly good game plan on that and getting his players
Oh yeah.
that prepared for that.
Mike Vrabel can break the Belichick curse of assistant coaches if they do another good season this year in Tennessee.
Oh yeah, Tennessee scares me 100%. Tennessee scares the shit out of me.
I think they scare everybody. Shit, they had the Chiefs scared shook.
Don't worry. The Colts got Philip Rivers. They're good.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Man, I think Jacoby Brissett was better than Philip Rivers, to be honest.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that's a bit disrespectful to Jacoby Brissett. Like God, like he should want out of Indianapolis at this point.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's not 32 quarterbacks better than him.
Nah, there
Oh,
isn't.
definitely not. This is the freaking Cam Newton argument, and any other
Colin Kaepernick, everything.
Yeah. Jacoby's definitely deserves a starting job somewhere.
I thought New England was going to bring him back. I really did until the, well, not just the Cam thing, but like.
Are you sad about it?
A little bit. I liked Brissett. I really did, and like the whole thing about like how the conspiracy theory about like Belichick like trying to like sabotage everything by getting rid of Garoppolo and Brissett for like dirt cheap and stuff like that, and like I don't know, but I'm all in on Cam and his is it Cynthia hair from Rugrats? Like whatever. That's the hair of a.
He's got Groot on the top of his head.
His best weekend impersonation.
Oh man, I miss Rugrats.
Oh man, good show. Good.
I ain't never watched that much, to be honest with you.
Oh man, your childhood sucked. Motherfucker out here riding tractors and didn't watch Rugrats? Goddamn.
Oh man.
True. I mean, I guess I'd rather watch the Rugrats than watch the Knicks, at least.
Oh.
How much more time we got? What time is that Grizzlies? What time is that Grizzlies game starting? Oh, look at that. The game starts in 6 minutes. Oh, wow.
I mean, the only other thing we can talk about is the world's biggest man-child and Drake with his latest music video. Like, friggin', I'm going to rent out Nike and just...
I gotta go.
Man, this Drake is a legend, and this video was the biggest baller move you could ever make.
Oh yeah.
The only baller move that I can say is bigger than his was the Beyonce Jay-Z video where they rented out the Louvre in Paris.
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, we're gonna film in the museum.
That's fair.
And chill in front of the Mona Lisa, like that.
I mean,
that's the biggest.
At least he's making interesting music videos and go along with his mediocre music. It's kind of like a.
That's
Gotta keep him entertained. Because I mean, that's fair. Like even if you don't like that song, like the music video is funny as hell, where he can both make fun of himself and then drive a fucking Maybach concept car into Nike headquarters and just be like, "Yeah, we're doing this."
Cars that ain't even come out yet. God damn.
This guy's like, it's just been a really long fight. I just need to have the warrior spirit.
You got a tissue? No, man. I got no tissue.
No, man. What the fuck?
I'm just regrouping.
Just regrouping. Oh man.
Also,
when
I
you
feel
said
like
the warrior spirit line, I was dying.
Marshawn Lynch was like every Drake hater, where like just hits him like, get off the field, get out of the hood, man.
Get off the block, man.
Get off the block.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh, get off the block. Fuck is wrong with you?
That shit was hilarious.
The $1 million question: did he do the one-handed catch?
Oh, it looked
Drake
like he
do the
did.
one-handed catch.
Damn, looked like he did.
And if he did, how many takes did it take for him to do that?
Oh, like
all day.
I mean, how many takes did it take for the Raptors to beat LeBron?
Ouch.
This nigga, I told y'all to mute this motherfucker, man. This nigga firing shots.
Oh.
Hey, wait, you're acting like we beat LeBron. Like when did we beat LeBron?
I know.
Oh man, no, I think he might have done it, but no, that was.
Also,
getting dunked on by Durant was hilarious. This guy's
who watched that video and was like nervous when Kevin Durant jumped to like block his like shot? It was like, oh no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Every time I see Kevin Durant with a ball, I get nervous, bro. Like, make sure your Achilles is good, bro. Shit.
I mean, timetable wise, I think it's healed, ain't it?
I would like to think so.
It's been over a year.
It seems like I think at this point it's like he can like walk around on it and stuff and like do light work, but like actually play, I think it's still TBD.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like 14, 15 months, I think. Something like that.
He's just trying to be
It happened in the finals, didn't it?
Yeah.
It happened in the finals. So it was June.
Yeah, it's been about 14
Oh,
months.
okay.
Sorry.
Yeah,
14 months. Wow, yeah, almost 14 months. Yeah. I forgot it's August.
Right? Everything just feels so thrown off with like the scheduling and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's about time for fantasy football out here.
Yeah, it was funny actually. Some people at work were like, "Oh man, like the fall is gonna be so bad. Like, oh man, like it's gonna be terrible. Oh no." And I was like, "But football though, like, no, it's not football."
The rest of the world stops for football, man. Everything slows down. It's fucking football.
I mean, I wouldn't say all that, but
This year is going to be like we're going to have to pay the most attention this year because like if one player gets like if there was an outbreak or anything like that, it's going to be so on the fly like for like each week this time.
Yeah.
Man, I really hope things go well because I just need football.
But there's no plan. There is no plan whatsoever. They don't like the only thing I've seen of like teams taking precaution is like the video of the Denver Broncos practice where there's like a mist, like a disinfectant spray that they walk through when they get onto the field and stuff. But other than that, like
I mean, if they're managing to do it in Europe with soccer, I mean, I guess they can do it with American football too. I mean,
whoa. Now I know I've only been in Europe for a couple of years now, but there is a very big difference in the intelligence level of Europeans and Americans.
Oh yeah.
Like, we're talking a massive like chasm between these two intelligence levels.
Well, also teams can't agree on if they're bringing fans in. You have like the Cowboys being like, we're going to bring fans in, I think limited. Then you have like the Texans in the same state being like, no, we're not putting fans in our stadium, I think. Where
I wouldn't even do fans at this point. I mean, I'm already used to every other sport not having fans. So
yeah, exactly.
Don't give up my hopes.
Yeah, the Houston Texans will not have fans for their first game of the season at least.
Yeah, fans need to stay the fuck home.
So yeah, you can't even have teams in the same state agree on what to like do, let alone like across the friggin' country.
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a mess, man. I think they should have. Well, the thing is, talking about 53-man roster, so there's really no bubble that can be created.
Yeah,
there's too many people. So I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. Honestly.
Also, how pissed are the Chargers and the Rams and the Raiders? Like, you have brand new stadiums and you can't use them really to like their full potential.
Oh my god, I know that.
Punching the air right now.
Oh man. I think Bucks fans are madder than anybody. They got Tom Brady and they can't go see him play.
No, it's okay because Tom Brady casually breaks into people's homes and like gets confused to like where he is. So like,
yeah, you're right. That's their only hope right now. That's their only hope.
We're being robbed. Oh my God, it's Tom Brady. Take what you want.
Shady McCoy, is she gonna do anything?
He can pass block and like catch up the backfield, but like.
And Bruce Arians doesn't like rookies, so he could be in there.
Yeah, this isn't really a team where the rookies are gonna get chances to shine.
Yeah.
Unless it's the guy that drafted a tackle to protect Tom Brady, that's a whole different story.
Yeah, it's Tom Brady's team now. You know, and fuck Bruce Arians. He's just there. He's just a body.
I was watching a video on, I think it was Pat McAfee was talking about it, because Joe Montana had said recently that he talked to Brady during the Super Bowl and how he wasn't happy that he wasn't getting enough input in New England, and rightfully so. And it's pretty much like, aside from like Evans and like Godwin, it's pretty much Brady gets to pick who he wants to throw to for like the rest of the roster, basically.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure he's the one who asked for Shady. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, he loves those running backs with hands. So I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, because God forbid Brady's going to throw over 5 yards for like Evans and Godwin. That's going to be mind-blowing.
Oh, yeah. You know he loves them checkdowns.
That meme of the squinty-eyed Tom Brady where it's like when you realize your receiver's more than 5 yards downfield.
Oh, my God. This guy checked down his way to a championship for the last 3 rings, bro.
Yeah. It could be very interesting stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And also, I guess one last thing is now, as sports fans, we witness stupid things on the field and off the field. You know, a missed catch, a drop ball, a missed tackle, you know, somebody getting caught on a hot mic. I think we found the stupidest play someone has ever done off the field with the former rookie cornerback of the Seattle Seahawks getting cut for trying to sneak a female companion into the Seahawks hotel room during training camp. Wow.
Listen, man. That's worse than getting fired on your day off. I think that's the winner. That's definitely the winner. Like, there's nothing I've ever heard stupider than that.
Right? Trying to dress her up as a member of the team, thinking that no one would see her come in. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Oh, man. Did he give her shoulder pads, too? I'm just kidding.
That's the million.
He had to try to hide them tig old biddies. Shoulder pads.
Also, who's no one's gonna sign him after this. No one wants to sign the guy that got kicked off for doing that. Like, come on.
Yeah, he's done.
He's gonna wait till the XFL starts up.
Or he might come to the CFL with Johnny.
If the CFL even exists, who knows at this point?
This guy's just trying to get his Jamal Murray on, man. Can't blame him.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, you can blame him when you're a rookie and you haven't made a team roster yet and haven't been paid.
I'm just trying to force that joke in. Just like Jamal Murray's girlfriend did.
Oh, my God.
All right, I'm out. But actually,
this is the beauty of living in Lithuania, where the people you chirp can't show up to your place unless they deliberately fly across the friggin' world. You jerk.
Yeah, I guess that is. I don't know. There's other beauty of it too. We also can go outside and do stuff without masks and stuff.
That too.
But not that I'm not trying to make.
I'm not familiar with that. What's that like? I don't know. I've never experienced it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make fun of that at all. What I'm saying is this country took it seriously, and it sucks that other countries didn't take it as seriously from the beginning.
You're 1,000% right. You're 1,000% right.
Especially when COVID continues to run roughshod over baseball still. I think the Reds got somebody tested positive recently, so they're postponing their games. It just continues. It just continues.
Just throw the damn league away, man.
Yeah. Honest to God, at this point, man, half the league is postponed and stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And on that, unless anybody has anything else to add, on that pleasant note, that has been another edition of Ignorant Sports Talk from myself, Jack, Figs, and Dylan. Stay ignorant, folks. Like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Let us know what you want to hear next. And see you boys next week when I think we're going to do a little bit of fantasy football stuff finally.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So until next time, gentlemen, stay ignorant. Cheers, boys.